Hi friends. Today's Kids in the Kitchen is about hugs and kisses and people that we love and maybe are missing right now, haven't got to see in a long time. And we're going to use candy to make a treat for those people. So you've probably had a Hershey's Kiss, right? You know what a kiss is. But there's also a candy that's named after a kiss. It's chocolate. You've probably had that. And you may have had a candy that's a lot like the kiss, but it's called a hug because it looks a little different, it's made a little different, and it tastes a little different. We're going to use the hugs today to make a treat for people that we'd like to give a real hug to, but we're going to give them some treats instead. So let me show you how to make these. All right, so you need 3 ingredients to make these hugs that we're going to give our loved ones. You need pretzels, Hugs candies with the wrappers removed, aren't they pretty? And M&Ms. All right, you're also going to need a baking sheet with parchment paper and an oven. So the first step is to take your cookie sheet lined with parchment paper and put your pretzels out in an even layer. That just means they're not on top of each other. So the next step, after the pretzels are on the parchment paper on the pan, gonna put a hug on each pretzel so that each pretzel has a candy. I heated my oven up to 200 degrees and I am going to put my pretzels with hugs in here for just about 4 minutes. We're not trying to melt them, we're just trying to get them soft. In they go. All right, you can see how the candies look a little bit shiny, but they held their shape. So now we are going to put a little candy on each one very carefully. Push it down just with the tip of your finger to spread out the chocolate. Once you've got the M&M candies on top of the slightly melty hugs and pretzels, pop it in the fridge for about 5 minutes so that everything sets and it's not gooey anymore. To give away my hug treats, I've just put some in a little plastic baggie with a twisty, and I had this other container that I decorated to say, "Hugs from me to you," and I'm just gonna put the bag in there, and that's how I'm gonna give my treats away. You can do whatever you want, decorate whatever you happen to have on hand. I am sure they will be loved. Our story today is The Kissing Hand by Audrey Penn, published by Tanglewood Press. Chester Raccoon stood at the edge of the forest and cried. "I don't want to go to school," he told his mother. "I want to stay home with you. I want to play with my friends and play with my toys and read my books and swing on my swing. Please, may I stay home with you?" Mrs. Raccoon took Chester by the hand and nuzzled him on the ear. "Sometimes we all have to do things we don't want to do," she told him gently. even if they seem strange and scary at first. But you will love school once you start. You'll make new friends and play with new toys, read new books and swing on new swings. Besides, she added, I know a wonderful secret that will make your nights at school seem as warm and cozy as your days at home. Chester wiped away his tears and looked interested. A secret? What kind of secret? A very old secret, said Mrs. Raccoon. I learned it from my mother, and she learned it from hers. It's called the kissing hand. The kissing hand? Asked Chester. What's that? I'll show you. Mrs. Raccoon took Chester's left hand and spread open his tiny fingers into a fan. Leaning forward, she kissed Chester right in the middle of his palm. Chester felt his mother's kiss rush from his hand, up his arm, and into his heart. Even his silky black mask tingled with a special warmth. Mrs. Raccoon smiled. Now, she told Chester, whenever you feel lonely and need a little loving from home, just press your hand to your cheek and think, Mommy loves you, Mommy loves you. And that very kiss will jump to your face and fill you with toasty, warm thoughts. She took Chester's hand and carefully wrapped his fingers around the kiss. Now do be careful not to lose it, she teased him. But don't worry, when you open your hand and wash your food, I promise the kiss will stick. Chester loved his kissing hand. Now he knew his mother's love would go with him wherever he went, even to school. That night, Chester stood in front of his school and looked thoughtful. Suddenly, he turned to his mother and grinned. "Give me your hand," he told her. Chester took his mother's hand in his own and unfolded her large, familiar fingers into a fan. Next, he leaned forward and kissed the center of her hand. "Now you have a kissing hand too," he told her. And with a gentle goodbye and I love you, Chester turned and danced away. Mrs. Raccoon watched Chester scamper across a tree limb and enter school. And as the hoot owl rang in the new school year, she pressed her left hand to her cheek and smiled. The warmth of Chester's kiss filled her heart with special words. "Chester loves you," it sang. "Chester loves you." I love you. The end. Oh, I love that story. Maybe you're missing someone right now. I know I miss my mom. We have been parted by thousands of miles distance before, and right now we can't see each other because I don't want to get her sick. But I know that she's still with me, right? And there may be somebody else you're missing. Maybe it's Maybe it is your mom, maybe it's your dad, maybe it's your grandma, grandpa, somebody else. I thought that this would be a good book to read, to think about how people are still with us even when they're not with us. So along those lines, I wanted to share with you another book called While We Can't Hug by Ian McLaughlin. And then this one's more of a silly book, but it's called How Do You Hug a Porcupine by Lori Aesop. So this one's kind of cute. This one is very cute too, but it talks about ways that we can show that we love and care about each other even if we can't hug right now. So I hope that you get to spend time with people that you love or show them that you care about them some other way, and I will see you next time.